Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
Mispronounced it, didn't even say it right, he said Lincoln. Her name is Laken Riley. But you want to know what he did say? He said she was an American murdered by an illegal. That's right. Even Joe Biden was forced to tell the truth. That is the truth.
Laken Riley should have been able to go on a run in broad daylight without being murdered by an illegal immigrant. But Joe Biden promised not to deport illegal immigrants.
Should that person be deported?
That person should not be the focus of deportation.
Biden vowed not to detain illegal immigrants who crossed the border.
No one would be put in jail while waiting for their hearing.
So when Jose Ibarra crossed into America illegally, he was not deported. He was not put in jail. Biden also supported sanctuary cities.
Should undocumented immigrants arrested by local police be turned over to immigration officials?
No.
So when Jose Ibarra was arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he was freed a second time. Ibarra went to Georgia, where he beat Laken Riley to death. How many more killers has Biden set free? Building America's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Lincoln Riley. So you know we got to talk about Lincoln Riley because just the other day, Joe Biden had his State of the Union address speech. Now, I'm not sure what they pumped him full of because he was on it. I mean, he was kind of not on it, but he was on it, if you know what I'm saying. He was a little wide-eyed as usual. You know, he flubbed up the name. He even have a little pendant with her name on there and called her Lincoln. Lincoln. Of course, people are upset. Of course, the mother is upset, blasting him online. Of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene was upset. She was even shouting it while wearing a MAGA hat. Lincoln Riley, Joe. Come on, dude. Let's take a look at this because this is tremendous.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. The delusionalism right here in front of our faces. He, on day one, peeled back pretty much everything that Trump initiated. All these stuff, these executive orders that Trump put down to keep people in Mexico, to keep them out of our, country. Joe is the most pro-illegal immigrant president in history. And he's proved it time and time again. Now, right here, he did say the word illegal immigrants. He did say that. And that's why Democrats like Nancy Pelosi got upset. She actually got upset because he said illegals. They're supposed to be called undocumented persons, right? Because we're so factually correct nowadays with this political correctness. They're jamming up our behinds. Joe Biden was asked today about his comments on illegals. Representative Lincoln Riley's killer, he says, technically he's not supposed to be here, which is true. True. There you go, President. Say the truth. Well, who let him in? Biden signed 94 executive actions which purposely weakened our border. He let him in. Lincoln Riley is pretty much dead because of Joe Biden. Basically. He's pretty much right. Right? Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong here, because when you're signing bills saying that, I'm the most pro illegal immigrant president in history, and they're undocumented persons. They're not illegals. Then you're promoting people to come to this country and take up our resources and kill people who just want to go out on a run, like Lincoln Riley. She was out for a run in Georgia where she was brutally beat to death by Jose Ibarra, which, by the way, he was arrested in New York. Obviously, they let him out. They let him out on bail, all right? Or off or no bail. And then he jumps to Georgia where he found Lincoln Riley and killed her. Look at this. Watch this video right here because this is funny.
So do you regret using the word illegal to describe immigrants last night, sir?
Well, I don't regret it. Was technically not supposed to be here.
Oh, well, I don't. Well, they're technically not supposed to be here. You're damn right, Joey boy. They ain't supposed to be here, dude. If you want to come here, you got to come here legally. Legally. There's a process to it. I'm sure it's excruciating. It takes forever, but nonetheless, there's still a process. The first thing you do when you come to this country is break a law, then you shouldn't be here to begin with. You should not be here to begin with. I know I'm Hispanic, but still, I got family members that come here all the time. Every year they come here from Mexico across the border. They do it legally. And you know what else happens? They go back to Mexico. I love them with all my heart. I don't hate them. I'm just saying, point out the fact that if you do something that it's illegal and you come to this country illegally because people like Joe, Nancy Pelosi, all these people want to call you undocumented persons and you think it's okay because of them? Nah, dude, you got another thing coming because when someone else is elected, when all these politicians are taken out and someone else who has a right mind on their head starts actually taking action, they're going to come after you, and you've built this life here for what? For nothing. Because of the people like Joey boy here wants to lie to you and say it's okay to break the law. Okay, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, here's her hilarious response to Joe slipping up. Now he's talking about Lincoln Riley, which that's what he say. He flubbed that up. It's Lincoln. He flubbed that up, but that's not what she's mad about. She is upset because he said the word illegal. Illegal immigrant.
Dan.
Now, you should have said undocumented, but that's not a big thing, okay? What's the big thing about it?
No, I actually wasn't even going to ask about that. I was just going to ask more about the moment. But you do think that he should have said undocumented? That wasn't going to be my question.
Well, we usually say undocumented. He said
Dan.
Oh, yeah, what you say is undocumented. Illegal is not cool. It's mean. It's mean. So now here's Donald right here because we got to go with this guy here because Donald actually spoke with the parents. He sat down with them, gave his condolences like a real person is supposed to, someone who cares about the civilians in this nation. I know there's so many people who are getting killed. There's no possible way that you can manage that. But still, nonetheless, he went over there and talked to them. You don't have to go to everyone and talk to them. At least, if it's big news like this right here, then obviously you go and you talk to them.
Just 1 week ago, a beautiful 22-year-old nursing student from Georgia was barbarically attacked, almost unrecognizable, while she was out on her morning run. She was a morning run. She was doing keep herself in shape. She was a beautiful young woman. She was a great person, best nursing student there was. I spoke to her parents yesterday. They're incredible people. They're devastated beyond belief. But she was beautiful, just so beautiful in so many ways, and brutally assaulted, horrifically beaten, kidnapped, and savagely murdered. The monster that charged in the death is an illegal alien migrant who was led into our country and released into our communities by crooked Joe Biden. He's crooked. I took the name away from Hillary because she's no longer relevant, I guess. She was terrible, but what he is doing is just unbelievable. Joe Biden will never say Laken Riley's name, but we will say it and we will remember it. We're not going to forget her. It's been just a horrible story that we've had to live with for the last few days. It's hard to believe. And her parents are they can never be the same. Great people.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. He's reading from, obviously, he had this prepared speech, but still, he didn't flub that up. You give Joey boy, you give him a prepared speech, you give him a giant screen with giant letters, and he's still going to mess that up. 9 times out of 10, he's still going to mess that up. Even with the State of the Union address, he messed that up. So, I mean, good on Joey Boy for slipping up, being honest, right? So I give him props for that. Good job. Lincoln Riley's mother blasts Biden as pathetic for getting daughter's name wrong during State of the Union address. Lincoln Riley's mother slammed President Biden on Friday for saying her daughter's name incorrectly during his State of the Union speech Thursday night. The president seemed to refer to the 22-year-old Georgia nursing student who was allegedly killed by a Venezuelan migrant in the country illegally last month as Lincoln rather than Lincoln in the speech. It's funny how they put allegedly, like it didn't happen. It happened. Come on, don't put allegedly. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. That's right. Illegal. But how many thousands of people are being killed by illegals? The president said in an off-script moment, prompted by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene shouting at Biden, "Say her name," while he was discussing the border crisis. Look at this. There's Lincoln Riley, non-Lincoln Riley, and Joey Boy right here. I mean, look at this man. He's gonna flub up some stuff, man. That's no excuse. That is by no means no excuse. If you're gonna be the president, then you're gonna have to get pumped up full of roids, meth, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I'm sure he probably is too. I mean, the man can barely walk without falling. Now here's the response from the mother of Lincoln. Quote, "Biden does not even know my child's name. It's pathetic. If you're going to say her name, even when forced to do so, at least say her name right," Lincoln's mother, Alyssa Phillips, wrote on Facebook in response after someone noted Biden called her Lincoln and said he was trying to minimize her murder by invoking his son Bo's death from cancer. Now that's completely polar opposite. His son dying from cancer and her daughter dying from an illegal. Completely different. You can't even compare the two. Yeah, you can say, yeah, I lost a son. I know what you're saying, but you can't compare the two. Not even on the same level. One was murdered, one died from a disease, a sickness. Former President Trump said last month while he was at the southern border in Eagle Pass, Texas, that he spoke to Riley's parents who are devastated. Quote, "The parents are devastated and they're incredible people," he said. "This is Joe Biden's invasion, a Biden invasion." Oh, I like that, a Biden invasion. "I call him Crooked Joe, the most incompetent president we've ever had." They took out the part where he said he took away the term crooked from Hillary. He gave it to Joe. Trump added a beautiful 22-year-old nursing student from Georgia was barbarically attacked. She was on the morning run. She was a beautiful young woman. I spoke to her parents yesterday. They are incredible people. They are devastated beyond belief. She was a beautiful in so many ways. Can you imagine that? You going out on a run and you're dead. You're going to die today, but you don't know it. You just want to exercise. But an illegal killed you. Horrible, horrible, horrible that we can't even go on runs nowadays without being accosted by some lunatic. And yet this lunatic is already, breaking the law. He's already not supposed to be here because our president failed to keep him out of the country. You know what I'm saying? We got the border wall. We got these fences. We got large areas that are open. You would think the first thing to do as a president or a leader of a country or a leader of a state is to secure it, right? You plug up the holes. You know what I'm saying? You want people to come here legally. You don't want them to come here illegally because if they're already coming here breaking the law, then who knows what else they're going to do. Maybe they do something like this. Maybe there's going to be another Lincoln Riley. Trump visited the border on the same day Biden made a speech in Brownsville, Texas, another border town. Riley, a nursing student from Augusta University, was found dead on the University of Georgia campus on February 22nd after her roommate reported to authorities that she had not returned home from her morning run. Wow. Wow. Now the story gets crazier because the person who killed Lincoln Riley has a brother. Now guess what he did? Yeah, you're right. He crossed the border illegally, and he's getting arrested for other stuff for being involved with gangs, etc. Migrant accused of killing Lincoln Riley has another brother who was arrested illegally crossing the border with a gang-affiliated sibling. Yeah, gang-affiliated siblings. That's great. We definitely need them. They are great people, right? A second brother of a Venezuelan migrant charged in the brutal murder of Georgia nursing student Lincoln Riley was arrested after crossing the border illegally last year. It has been revealed that, I can't even say that. I don't even know what that says. Horrendous, the 24-year-old brother of accused killer Jose Ibarra, was nabbed by Border Patrol on April 30th. while trying to sneak across the besieged southern border at El Paso, Texas. Look at all those people coming to Texas. We're going to vote for Joe. That's what we're coming for. We're voting for Joe. Now there's Jose Ibarra, the man who killed Laken Riley brutally while she was on her morning run. Now look at this guy. You see this guy on your morning run? Of course he's trying to do something, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being, racial profiling someone. But still, you're going to avoid this person. And maybe she didn't see him. He was hiding in the bushes or something. Who knows? He was apprehended with his older brother, Diego, 29, who is now have ties to his dangerous, trendy Aguero gang in Venezuela. I probably said that wrong too. But, oh well. The pair had previously tried to enter the United States on April 3rd, 2023, near Eagle Pass, Texas, but were returned by Border Patrol that same day. Border officials quickly released Argenius from custody with instructions to appear in court on May 4th. Where he's going to appear in where? Look at this. Philadelphia, 2024. Said he has relatives and plan to live there. So they arrest him and they're like, yeah, here's some documents. Go to court 2024 in Philadelphia. You got family there? Yeah. So already he knows he's got his plan, right? He's going to be here illegally. We're letting him do that. And he's going to go to Philadelphia. It's absolute insanity, people. It's absolutely insanity that these people are getting away with this stuff. And they're doing so on our president's behalf. And killing people. Why do we want these people here for? You know what I'm saying? They're smuggling drugs. They're smuggling children. They're trafficking people across the border, these coyotes. All these people coming here are not, star-studded individuals that you want here. Donald Trump said it. So they're not sitting their best, right? That's what Donald Trump said. And people got mad because he said they're sitting rapists and murderers because some of these people are rapists and murderers. Not all of them. Some of them are. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about Laken Riley and Joe Biden. Like, comment, subscribe, buzz. You see you on the next one.